MICA regulation, and trust me, it's sending shockwaves through the crypto world.
Yeah, this is huge. And it goes way beyond Europe. This has the potential to completely change how crypto is regulated, like everywhere. It's a really big deal.
You sent over an article about it, and I've got to say, it's a lot to unpack. So for those tuning in for the first time, what is MICA in a nutshell?
Okay, so imagine the Wild West, right? Suddenly there's this rule book that's MICA. The EU is setting clear rules, trying to bring some order to the often chaotic world of crypto.
Makes sense, but why should someone, say, here in the US, even care about an EU regulation?
Because historically, when the EU makes a big move like this, the rest of the world tends to follow. Think about GDPR and data privacy. That had a ripple effect globally, and MICA. It could do the same for crypto.
So what are the big things MICA is trying to tackle?
It boils down to three core areas.
Yeah.
Classification, authorization, and consumer protection. Think of it like building a framework, a solid foundation for the crypto world to operate on.
Let's break those down, starting with classification. What does that even mean in this context?
It means the Wild West ambiguity. Gone. MICA sorts crypto into clear-cut categories. So you've got your stable coins pegged to, like the US dollar or gold. You've got utility tokens that power decentralized applications.
Sure.
And each of these categories gets its own set of specific rules.
So no more one-size-fits-all approach.
Exactly. And that leads us right into authorization. Crypto exchanges, wallet providers, anyone who's handling people's digital assets will need the EU's approval to operate within its borders. It's like getting a license to play in the EU crypto market.
And I'm guessing this is where consumer protection comes into play?
Bingo. MICA is all about forcing companies to be upfront about the risks of crypto. Think mandatory risk disclosures, just like you'd see with stocks or bonds. It's about protecting everyday investors from shady operations, making it much harder for scammers to thrive.
So it's like they're trying to bring some of the safeguards we expect in traditional finance to the crypto world.
Exactly. And this has huge implications, not just for investors, but for established businesses and brand new startups looking to enter the European market.
Let's dig into those implications a bit. What does MICA mean for the big players already established in the crypto space?
Honestly, for the companies that have been playing by the rules, or at least trying to, this is probably a good thing. MICA brings more legitimacy to the whole industry. It levels the playing field, which they see as a path to mainstream acceptance.
It's like the Wild West finally getting paved roads and streetlights, huh? Some businesses might miss the lawlessness, but for the town as a whole, it's probably for the best.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. MICA, by introducing these stricter rules, will actually weed out the less serious players, the ones who weren't really in it for the long haul. It ensures that those who thrive are those with solid foundations and a real commitment to compliance.
So it's about separating the wheat from the chaff.
Exactly. Those building their businesses on hype rather than sustainable models are going to have a much harder time surviving in a post-MICA world.
So it's not just about protecting investors, it's about promoting a more stable, more trustworthy crypto ecosystem in Europe.
Exactly. It's about the long game, ensuring the long-term viability and sustainability of the entire crypto market in Europe.
That's a really good point. It sounds like a delicate balancing act, trying to encourage innovation while also making sure things are stable and trustworthy. But let's zoom out for a sec. Look beyond Europe. What kind of impact could MICA have on the global crypto scene?
Well, there's a good chance this could trigger a domino effect with regulations. Other countries might feel like they have to follow suit, either to attract those crypto businesses or just to keep pace with the EU.
So we could see other regions adopting similar rules just to stay competitive in the global crypto market.
Exactly.
Ever buy something, like maybe an energy drink or something, because the packaging looked awesome, but then you take a sip and it's like, blah. Tastes like a melted popsicle that's gone bad.
Yeah, I've been there. Bad marketing can really ruin a perfectly good morning.
Totally. And speaking of bad marketing, the crypto world has seen its fair share of those what was I thinking moments too, right? I mean, vague projects, confusing jargon, it's been a bit of a free-for-all. But what if, and just hear me out on this, what if there was a way to bring some order to the chaos? Some clarity for the average crypto enthusiast.
And that's where the EU's MICA comes in, right?
Bingo. MICA, or the Markets in Crypto Assets Regulation, if you want to get fancy, is basically the EU saying, okay, enough with the crypto Wild West, let's make this a safe and transparent space.
Right, it's like a global first, yeah. They're trying to establish a whole rule book for crypto assets, much like, we have for traditional finance. It's like adapting those safeguards for the digital age.
So instead of spending hours, days even, trying to decipher a 50-page white paper just to figure out if this crypto project is going to steal your life savings.
You have like standardized risk assessments?
Yeah, exactly. Think of it like those nutrition labels on food. You can see the good, the bad, and the ugly before you even take a bite.
MICA wants to put those labels on crypto, so to speak. You'll know the risks and rewards before investing a cent.
Transparency is key, right? And it's not just about the cryptos themselves. MICA wants to shed light on the companies behind them, too. Oh, absolutely. Like, imagine knowing a stablecoin issuer. Those cryptos pegged to, say, the US dollar actually has the funds to back it up, even when the market goes haywire.
Right, it's all about building trust.
Sure.
For crypto to really become mainstream, people need to feel confident, not constantly worried.
Exactly. It's about understanding not only what you're investing in, but who you're trusting your money with. It should be a no-brainer.
It's like choosing a tour guide, right? You want someone experienced, reliable, and upfront about where they're taking you.
MICA wants to bring that level of accountability to the crypto market, which honestly is long overdue.
And it's not just about protecting individual investors either, is it? MICA also looks at the bigger picture, the stability of the whole financial system. Right, exactly. You know, if a big enough stablecoin were to fail, because they're supposed to be less volatile than other cryptocurrencies, but their connection to traditional finance means it could cause a domino effect, even on traditional markets.
So MICA steps in to try and prevent those worst-case scenarios.
Precisely. MICA wants these stablecoin issuers to play by the rules. Regular audits, transparency about their reserves, you name it. It's about creating a more resilient financial ecosystem for everyone.
It's like, establishing safety regulations for a brand new mode of transportation. You need those rules in place to make sure everyone's safe, not just the passengers, but the entire system.
Exactly.
I mean, the EU is setting a precedent here.
Oh, absolutely. The whole world is watching this unfold. They're like, okay, let's see what happens when you try to regulate the Wild West of finance.
And if it works, if the EU creates a safer, more transparent crypto market.
Other countries, they're going to want a piece of that. They might even adopt similar rules themselves, or at least use MICA as a blueprint.
Like a domino effect of regulation.
Exactly. MICA could become the gold standard for crypto regulation worldwide. The challenge for regulators everywhere, not just the EU, is to create rules that protect consumers and the market without stifling creativity.
Because we don't want to kill the goose that lays the golden egg, right?
Yeah.
Blockchain technology has so much potential, and not just for finance.
Absolutely. Think about it. Secure digital identities, transparent supply chains, maybe even a better way to vote. These are all possibilities that blockchain brings to the table.
And a well-regulated crypto space could be the key to unlocking that potential.
Exactly. It's about making sure everyone feels safe enough to explore, to really see what this technology can do.
So MICA is more than just a set of rules. It's a potential launch pad for a whole new wave of innovation.
And that's what makes this such a pivotal moment.
It's kind of like we're back in the early days of the internet. But this time around, we have a chance to build it right from the ground up.
Right, with a solid foundation, transparency, security, accountability, all those things MICA's pushing for.
Well, one thing is for sure, MICA is a really bold move by the EU. It's a sign that crypto is growing up, becoming a more significant part of the global economy, whether the rest of the world is ready for it or not.
Right. It's just the beginning. This whole conversation about how to regulate this space, it's only going to get more important, more complex, and probably more contentious as we move forward.
And on that note, I think we'll leave our listeners with this thought. MICA is a huge development, but it's just one piece of the puzzle. Stay curious, stay informed, do your research, and as always, in the world of crypto, fortune favors the well-informed.